Well, Dave, if you have more debt than you have income, and I've told a lot of people that when we go through the huge intake form and look at all the financial picture of their situation, that I always tell them, you don't need me to tell you that you're spending more than you're making. Now, it could be for a lot of different reasons. Could be that, hey, look, they're supporting 5 or 6 kids, or could be that they had some medical expenses or medical bills. Could be that the car went out, or the furnace, or anything like that. Sort of like the state budget's crisis, right? You can't spend billions more than you're taking in.
Not even the state, the federal
Right.
too.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's just a microcosm. People are falling into the same trap. The difference is the government is knowingly spending more than the budget is allowing. Individuals sometimes get into a problem where they have a medical condition or they have a job loss and they have to make their rent. They have to make their car payment.
They have to pay for the prescriptions.
They do, yes. They have to feed their children. So in some cases, it's not through necessarily overspending. It's just something happens, life happens, and all of a sudden they didn't plan that well. They didn't have an emergency fund. They didn't have a backup.
And
they don't have a family member who can just jump in, or a rich uncle and say, hey, I'll make everything good. I'll make your credit card payments for the next 6 months while you're looking for a good job.
And it takes a long time because a lot of times folks rob Peter to pay Paul. They'll play one credit card against the other, and
Yeah.
that's a losing game, isn't it, Dave?
It is, but the credit card companies actually encourage that. They send people letters and say, transfer to us. We have a lower interest rate. We have a better benefit package. We'll give you more miles.
We'll give you a gift card for $50.
Yeah, so there's an incentive, there's an enticement to get people to play that credit card shuffle back and forth. And some people do it out of necessity. They have to get into a lower interest rate to be able to survive. And
To
they
be able
do
to
jump.
make the minimum payment that they're never going to surmount.
Right. But most debtors that I see are not that savvy in terms of jumping credit cards. They're more looking for a way out. And they have reached out to the credit card companies in many cases, and they don't get any relief from them. They don't get a deal. They don't get a break. The credit card companies are very reluctant to open up that door because the fear is that word of mouth will spread and more people will default on purpose so that they can reduce their outstanding balance.